In days of old, the prophets spoke of a time when ordinary souls would rise to do extraordinary things. That time is not lost to ancient scrolls. It is now. It is you. They may tell you that the days of wonders have passed, that the heavens no longer open, that the voice of destiny has gone silent. Do not believe this falsehood. The same breath that parted the waters of the great sea lives in your lungs. The same courage that brought down walls of mighty cities beats in your heart. The same faith that moved mountains rests in your spirit, waiting only for you to awaken it. Look upon your hands. These are not merely tools of labor, but instruments shaped by the master craftsman. Within them lies the power to build and to heal, to lift up and to transform. The Creator who formed the earth from nothing has placed his spark within you. Remember the story of Gideon. He hid in fear, threshing wheat in a winepress, believing himself the least in his father's house. Yet the Almighty called him a mighty warrior. While he saw only weakness, heaven saw strength waiting to be unleashed. With just 300, he defeated armies that covered the land like locusts. Your doubts do not define you. Your fears do not limit you. Like Gideon, you are more than what your eyes can see. Your valley of shadows, it is not your final resting place. It is your training ground. Your wilderness, it is not your punishment. It is your preparation. Every tear you've shed, every burden you've carried, every night that seemed endless, these are not your defeat. They are the forging of your character, the tempering of your spirit, the strengthening of your resolve. Consider Joseph in his pit, betrayed by brothers, sold into bondage, falsely accused, forgotten in prison. Year after year, dream after broken dream. But in that darkness, a ruler was being formed. In that suffering, wisdom was taking root. In that waiting, purpose was maturing. What seemed like rejection was actually direction. What felt like abandonment was actually appointment. Your pit is not your grave. It is your cocoon of transformation. The ones who changed history were not free from doubt. Noah built an ark with no rain in sight. Abraham journeyed to an unknown land. Moses confronted a king with only a staff in hand. They all heard the whispers, impossible, foolish, turn back. But they held fast to a vision beyond what eyes could see. Their greatness wasn't in their perfection. It was in their persistence. It wasn't in their fearlessness. It was in their faithfulness. Have you stumbled? So did David, yet he rose to become a king after God's own heart. Have you failed? So did Peter, yet he became the rock upon which greatness was built. Have you wandered far? So did the prodigal, yet his return was celebrated with the finest robe and ring. Your mistakes are not your identity. Your past is not your destiny. Your struggles are not your story. They are merely chapters in a greater tale being written. The same power that rolled away the stone from the tomb lives within you. The same authority that calmed raging storms answers to your voice. The same love that conquered death flows through your veins. You were not created for mediocrity. You were not designed for defeat. You were crafted with divine intention, shaped with heavenly purpose, called with eternal significance. When Esther stood before the king, she carried no weapon but truth. She held no shield but courage. She wore no armor but faith. If I perish, she declared, placing purpose above safety, calling above comfort, destiny above fear. One person, standing in their appointed place, changed the course of a nation. Your moment may not look like hers, but make no mistake, your such a time as this has come. The walls before you, they are not your prison. They are your proving ground. The giants that taunt you, they are not your defeat. They are your opportunity for victory. The storm that surrounds you, It is not your destruction. It is your demonstration ground for authority. Stop measuring your worth by human scales. Stop limiting your vision to earthly horizons. Stop containing your purpose within mortal expectations. The divine fingerprints upon your soul mark you for more than survival. They mark you for significance. The heavenly breath within your spirit calls you to more than existence. It calls you to excellence. The eternal purpose written in your heart summons you to more than comfort. It summons you to conquest. Your name was spoken in heavenly places before your first earthly breath. Your purpose was established in divine counsels before your first earthly step. Your victory was secured in spiritual realms before your first earthly battle. You are not an accident of time and chance. You are not a random collection of cells and circumstances. You are a deliberate creation, a strategic placement, a purposed ambassador of the divine. The fire that burned in the hearts of champions throughout history now burns in you. The light that guided wayfarers through darkest nights now shines from you. The truth that has set captives free for generations now speaks through you. This is not mere motivation. This is divine activation. This is not simple inspiration. This is holy invitation. This is your moment to rise from the ashes of doubt and step into the flames of destiny. When Joshua stood at the edge of promise, the waters did not part until his feet touched the flood. When the 3 Hebrews faced the flames, the 4th man did not appear until they stepped into the fire. When Peter walked on water, the miracle did not begin until he left the boat. Your miracle awaits your movement. Your promise awaits your pursuit. Your destiny awaits your decision. The chains that seem to bind you, they are already broken. The mountains that seem to block you, they are already moved. The doors that seem closed to you, they are already unlocked. See with eyes of faith what natural sight cannot perceive. Hear with ears of the Spirit what natural hearing cannot detect. Speak with the tongue of authority what natural voice cannot command. This is your exodus from ordinary. This is your crossing over from average. This is your resurrection from the grave of good enough. The same voice that spoke worlds into existence now calls your name. The same hand that hung stars in the heavens now reaches for yours. The same heart that loved humanity enough to die for it now beats for your awakening. Rise up, champion. Cast aside the grave clothes of fear. Step out of the tomb of doubt. Walk away from the garden of defeat. The stone has been rolled away. The price has been paid. The victory has been won. All that remains is for you to claim it, to live it, to become it. You were born for such a time as this. You were created for this very moment. You were designed for this exact battle. Take up your stones like David. Take up your staff like Moses. Take up your mantle like Elijah. The giants will fall. The seas will part. The fire will come. Your legend begins today. Your miracle starts now. Your destiny awaits. The question is not whether you are able. The question is simply, are you willing? Arise, shake off the dust, put on your strength. The glory of the Lord has risen upon you, and it will be seen. Your light has come, and the darkness must flee. Your time is now. Amen. Stand strong, brother, and subscribe to join us.